Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So I thought Drew really took it too far on Sunday night's episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta when she said to LeToya forever, "I'm from Chicago," because it was a comment that could have led up to a fight or some type of other altercation, which at the end it just ended up leading to a bunch of arguing, but it could have been more. But considering LeToya has been coming for Drew Sidora most of the season already by talking about her wig and her marriage, I was like, cool, LeToya got everything she deserved in that moment. But Drew says what we didn't see was LeToya was actually coming for Fallon's husband, which Fallon doesn't have a peach on the show, but we know right now she's just acting as a friend of the show. But that's what led up to the comment, "I'm from Chicago." Now shout out to Leah A. Henry for this interview from Leah's Lemonade. I will leave a link to the full interview in the description box. And so Drew says she took offense to LeToya coming for Fallon's husband, and from a wife perspective, almost like she's saying she took up for Fallon because she's a wife and LeToya is not, even though LeToya was going through a divorce at the time. Drew actually said LeToya is ready to throw away her whole husband at the drop of a dime and trade him in like a used car for Kenya. Child, the shade of it all. LOL. And so when Drew said something to LeToya, she tried to keep it cute, but LeToya messed up when she tried to grab Drew. So I'm going to play this video for you guys, but let me know your thoughts. As always, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
You know what I'm saying? Because the hate is real. Like, I felt really good about my wig. And we all been locked in the house. Come on, like, we're doing the best we can, which is what I said. But my thing is, like, why are we throwing negativity to each other and we haven't even met? Like, let me give you a reason to be mad. You know what I mean? Let me give you, I'm from Chicago, okay? I can give you a couple reasons. But to just hate for no reason, I was really taken aback, to say the least.
I felt like they were definitely hazing you. They were trying to see what you was made of. But the gag is it was LeToya, who ain't even been on the show her damn self, giving you the most heat. And it really threw me off. It was a lot of energy. And you're a very sweet girl.
Thank you. I'm like, spend less time on my wig, more time on the eyebrows. That's what I want to tell her. Now that I've gotten to know her and I've looked at her face a few times.
Well, and there we have that. But yeah, I was real confused about the whole wig situation, and I did feel like they were definitely trying to play with you about the wig, and it continued and it continued and it continued. And then, like, let's get into this whole trip. So first of all, let's talk about this bus ride. This 8-hour bus ride. First of all, before we even get into the trip, on a scale of 1 to 10, of all the trips that you have taken in your life, what would you rate that trip?
0. It felt like I was in prison. I actually said that to my husband. I was like, I felt like I was in prison, period. Like, I couldn't wait to wrap that trip on up. Because from the moment I walked in the door, I was having a great time. Me and Portia, we were having a good time. Great vibes. Even after the 8-hour hot bus ride.
Yes,
but it was just like, you know, we going to turn up. We here. We don't have our kids. We're going to make the most of it because that's just what we do. We make our lemons into lemonade, Leah. So here we are, right? I love my room. I was appreciative. It was all going great until, you know, she started coming for Fallon's husband. And I took offense to it because me being a wife and understanding the dynamics of marriage and the challenges that marriages face, to be a wife, I really hold that to heart. And I had to say something because, as you've seen, LeToya is ready to throw away her husband, you know, in the drop of a dime, you know, like a trade-in on a used car to Kenya. Like, that's what we're doing? No, I honor my marriage, and I honor marriages, relationships, and love. And I had to say something. And it was cute. It was fun. Just let me put you on notice. But then she proceeded to grab me. I'm from Chicago, bitch. Don't ever grab somebody. Like, anybody out there listening, like, who's okay with somebody grabbing them? Who's okay with that? And I definitely wasn't. And I went in the only way I know how to, because I had to draw that line. Like, you're not going to disrespect me ever. And that's what happened.
Well, and I feel like also as well, it had been subtle attacks at that point. So it was, they were trying you.
They tried. It was a good try. I'll give them a good try.
Oh, you gave them a good try, because let me tell you, when you said, "Oh, I got something for you too," I said, "I don't know what's." Listen, y'all done have people run out on the floor, come in with guns, playing all time. I said, "I don't know what's going on next, baby." And then you brought the autographed picture out, and I said, "Drew, where to get your peach, sis?"
Listen, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I knew she was coming for the wig. I thought it was cute. But it was just like, girl, you are watching me. Like, I can't make a move without her knowing so much about me. She know about my husband. She's just so obsessed with every aspect of me, the game. I mean, she took it back to the game. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sitting here trying to give you Drew Pittman, and you want to just keep getting Drew Sidora from the game. Well, let's run it. And that's what we did. So she can hang it on the wall, and I appreciate it. So I was like, I'm not even mad at you no more. Like, I appreciate my fans, because she can keep speaking on my name. Like, keep speaking my name, LeToya. It's all good. I'm sorry, biggest fan. And that's how I refer to her from here on out. She is my biggest fan, period.
Just like that.
Just like that.
And, listen, speaking of this trip, I genuinely wanted to know, because I was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
And Kenya went and ordered herself some food, and y'all was sitting there. So what was the time period from the time that y'all woke up to eating that pig feast before y'all had a full meal offered to you all?
Let me tell you, I was starving. Like, that hummus that I brought out for the girls, that was all I ate that day. I'm like, I smelled some eggs, but they weren't for us. It was like,
for Brooklyn.
I smell, yeah. Like, it was for Brooklyn. I'm like, I'm hungry. What are the plans of the day? Hummus was the plan of the day. So
I'm so weak.
We was snacking on hummus. And then did you see how she lied to me and was like, I'm PMSing?
Oh, yes. Okay, so I couldn't tell who said it, because she said it so low. I was like,
oh, she said it. She said it. That's what she said to me. And I was like, oh. And as a woman, I'm like, well, okay. Well, then we all PMSing in because we hungry.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about? But that, for me, watching it back, because in filming everything, it was like, I discern just not connecting with certain people. Right. And now watching it back, I'm like, that's why I didn't connect, because they're just very inauthentic people, very fake. And I don't do fake. Like, I'm going to tell you how I feel, and you're going to know what you're getting from me, because I'm going to give it to you just straight. That's how my mama raised me. So it was just like a lot of lies I'm seeing. I'm like, oh, it was PMS. I believed it in that moment, but now I'm like, that was a lie. Let's keep track of Kenya's lies at this point, and then we'll understand why her husband left her. I think she's making it very clear for all of us.
Well, goddamn, and that's on per. Listen, this is the part that I was interested in, and now that you have retrospect and you can kind of look back at it, when Kenya told you, listen, I'm gonna take this private jet, keep that on the low. What was it for you that made you be like, no? Like, I'm gonna say something.
Right. So my thing is, you don't know me, and clearly we know that she doesn't like me. Why would you share a secret with me, and you're sitting here amongst your friends, and you're withholding information from your friends? It didn't make sense to me. And my thing is, we're talking about how we're getting there. So I was trying to see if she was going to be honest. I didn't say it. I just put her feet to the fire so that she would have to say it. And that's the type of friend I am. I'm going to always keep you honest. I'm going to always make you great. I'm going to always be that friend that's like, hey, sis, you slipping, whatever, if you allow me to be, because that's the type of friend that I know I am, and that's what I want. And so I never said anything. I just gave Kenya the opportunity to not be fake. So I was proud of her in that moment that she kept it honest. So clap for Kenya, everybody.
Baby, the lemonade, honey, you bringing more to the sun than I was ready for. Listen, I'm interested to see. I will say this. I know you can't talk about upcoming episodes or what plays out in the season. However, I'm going to ask this very blanket statement, and I just want to hear your thoughts, because this is something that is in my mind.
Let's go.
Would you say after Cynthia's bachelorette situation, would you consider any of your castmates bi-curious, bisexual, or lesbian?
I will say this. There is one particular person who couldn't keep her tongue in her mouth.
And like we know in a confessional, honey.
And we know who's been thirsty. So I see you, biggest fan. I know she probably watching too, Leah. She probably on here right now.
Ooh, okay. Ooh. Ooh, baby Drew. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
So to answer your question, it was some things that I saw from her that I was just like, okay, I see why you struggling in your marriage, and you're going through whatever, and you're trying to get with Kenya. I get it. It all made sense. Let's just put it that way.
It all makes sense. Okay. Now, speaking of marriage, obviously on the show, your marriage is on display, some good, some bad. First of all, what made you want to show people that? Because when I watched, I was like, ooh, I wouldn't be brave enough to put all my shit on Front Street like that. So what made you want to share the pits, the highs? Because obviously when people are watching, they have an opinion about your marriage and they ain't in it. So
I didn't plan that. So I was kind of like, can we rewind it? Oh no, I'm not here acting, because I'm used to a director and cut and whatever. No, this was like not at all what I wanted to share. But I did want to be vulnerable and be honest and open. And that was just really what was going on at that time. So it just forced us to have to deal with issues that we have been dealing with and putting on the back burner for a while. And it happened. And I was embarrassed at first because I was just like, I can't even believe that he's acting like this. Like, I really thought that he was just going to say what I wanted to hear because the cameras were there. Like,
right.
Baby, I was, and I'm sorry. And we could have wrapped that thing on up.
And they left,
but
right.
He didn't. And I was just like, that's why I walked away, because I was like, you're not going to embarrass me. But it did bring a lot of things to light that I was just like, we can't keep going down this road. It's like when you start arguing in front of your kids, when you start arguing in public, when you argue in front of millions of people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's when you know that you have real issues that you need to work on and address. And so I was really sad. I was like distraught about it. But what it forced us to do is to own our issues and get into counseling, which has really, really helped a lot. And I'm not going to say everything's perfect. I can be honest in that, but I love my husband and I know he loves me and we are committed to marriage. And so what I'm learning about marriage is it's not like the Cinderella story that we all like happily ever after. And then where do they go? Like, we never got that as little girls. Like, what happens after happily ever after? That's not real, y'all. Marriage is, and my parents been married for 58 years. Like, marriage is about fighting, arguing, growing, getting to know yourself. Not even just him, but there may be some things about me that I don't know and that I need to work on. And that's the beautiful part about marriage, is that neither of us are perfect. And we are willing to be open to working on our individual selves as well as us collectively. And I am excited because he's here. He's here and he's committed. So we are doing the work. So that's the blessing in it.
Well, and speaking of the work, child, when y'all dropped that ode to Gabrielle Union and the way, let me tell you something, Drew. Let me tell you something real quick. You and your husband fine as hell. Fine as hell. Like, as a couple, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah. And you already know how it is. Like, the little things that men can do to get your attention. Don't get it twisted because you're married and it's like you love and we got kids. No, it's the little things. Like, men, have a 6-pack, have an 8-pack. Sometimes turn that good Usher song on, turn the lights down low, light some candles. And us as women, it's going to be all good. Like, we will be back open. So I'm a woman like everybody else. I love to date. I love to be made to feel pretty. I love a man that's going to just love on me. And that's what my husband did. And I was like, oh, let me share this with everybody so they understand why I'm here and we need to work
And
this thing on
was
out.
good. Well, be clear. All the other ladies seem to confirm how fine your husband was. Okay.
Well, I'll take it, ladies. Like let your girl know. Like, I'm not crazy. I love my husband. There's a lot of great things about him, as all y'all all can now agree. And I'm just happy for everybody to like get to know him more on this journey, because he's very layered. I'll say that. He's very layered.